What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. And today I want to talk about Joe Judge and the current situations that he's going through dealing with DeAndre Baker and Aldrick Rosas. So let's get right into it. Now, I don't want to exhaust this situation and make a bunch of videos about it because, quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing about DeAndre Baker and Aldrick Rosas, but I think this needs to be said. As you guys know, the whole DeAndre Baker saga, it just keeps ramping up with new updates that get more and more interesting and more cartoon-like and drama and soap opera-like, but I mean, this is the allegations that's going on right now. And as you guys know, their most recent update is that DeAndre Baker allegedly paid off these four victims, one getting an estimate of $30,000, the other, the last, getting up to $2,500. So a total of 55 grand was paid out for bribery money, for hush money, and that's the update right now. But then DeAndre Baker's lawyer comes out and says that this was all part of the plan and this was to prove our innocence. It makes no sense to me, honestly. But that whole saga is there. And then you have the Aldrick Rosas situation, which is pretty cut and dry. He got into an accident in his, I believe, Chevy Silverado that was souped up, and he was recorded to go over 100 miles an hour. I believe he wasn't going 100 miles an hour when he hit somebody, but he was going up to 100 miles an hour at one point, then hit somebody and crashes, and, there's blood all over him, and he's seen a mile and a half away from the scene. So those are those two situations in a nutshell. We got to ask the question, what should the Giants really do with these two players? Now, I've come on here multiple times, and admittedly so, I've come on here a lot of times and reacted solely based on the information I've been given within a moment's notice, and it kind of gave me a reaction that probably should have been more thought out. And I thought that, hey, let's cut DeAndre Baker. This is obviously a bad situation. Cut him right now. And then Aldrick Rosas, just cut him. Now, my thoughts have shifted just a little bit. I think DeAndre Baker should definitely wait to be heard out, because if it comes to the point where he is actually innocent and another team picks him up, that would be a waste of a first round draft pick, waste of cap space. And it just wouldn't be, then the Giants have to go out and sign a new corner who we don't even know is going to work out. So, that would be just drinking the Kool-Aid, really, and just exaggerating and just cutting your losses right away and not waiting for due process for DeAndre Baker. His excuses are kind of weird when you get into it, but the whole situation is weird, so it shouldn't be surprising. But DeAndre Baker, in my honest opinion, should wait until we get everything out there. Everything is suspicious. DeAndre Baker's suspicious, and Quentin Dunbar, both of the lawyers are suspicious. This Coach Johnson is suspicious. This, all four of the victims recanting their statements, now coming out that they were bribed and revealing how much they were bribed for, is now suspicious. All of this is suspicious. So, I want to wait till we get all the facts, and, hopefully we get DeAndre Baker back. But Aldrick Rosas is an interesting situation, and we'll get into Joe Judge in just a second, but Aldrick Rosas is extremely interesting situation. I don't know what the reasoning is to keeping Aldrick Rosas on the team still. Aldrick Rosas is coming off of a less than stellar 2019 season after making the Pro Bowl in 2018, one of the best kickers in that season, no doubt, in the NFL. He's coming off of a terrible season last year. A lot of it was due to the long snapper. Apparently, we have a new long snapper, so apparently that's supposed to help. And, Aldrick Rosas doing what he did, being drunk 8:30 in the morning, not taking care of yourself, not being responsible. It doesn't matter if it's the off season, you're not being responsible with yourself and the people around you. That's just a show of recklessness, negligence to yourself and everyone around you. And so, that right there should probably get you cut. There are probably players who've done less to get cut. The players that smoke weed, they get cut. So it begs the question for me, is Joe Judge giving a bad impression as a New York Giants head coach? Now, don't get me wrong. We'll dive into this in a second. I know this is kind of a juicy kind of question, But don't get me wrong, Joe Judge is facing a lot of adversity right now, and I made a video on this. You guys can check it out. He's facing more adversity than any other head coach in the NFL right now. According to recent statements, it would probably be Jay Gruden, but he is not a head coach right now, so it has to be Joe Judge. He's facing a lot of adversity, a lot of controversy right now with DeAndre Baker, Aldrick Rosas having to adjust to a pandemic as a rookie head coach. You never even experienced life as a head coach in a normal setting. Now you have to experience being a head coach, a rookie head coach, in a pandemic setting. So pile all those things on. How is Joe Judge looking right now as the head coach of the New York Giants? It's hard to give a definitive kind of answer to that. We haven't heard too much of Joe Judge on these situations. We've only heard quotes. We haven't heard press conferences. We haven't seen those type of things yet. We haven't seen him directly speak about those situations. But Joe Judge, in my opinion right now, he's taking it slowly. And I think a lot of people really thought he should jump the gun. And, according to his press conferences, he's a no-nonsense type guy. He's no BS. He's straight to the point. He's hardcore. He's old school, right? And that's exactly what the Giants need. And a lot of people would have thought that, if he's a no-nonsense guy, if he's a no BS guy, if he's straight to the point, then cut DeAndre Baker, cut Aldrick Rosas, next man up mentality, let's keep the train moving. But I think there's a sense of humility with Coach Joe Judge to get to know these players and to try to seek the best in these players. And I think that's a very Belichick-esque type of character trait, right? Belichick takes in a bunch of guys who are troublemakers, right? A bunch of guys. 2 receivers to note: Antonio Brown, Josh Gordon. That's just in recent memory. Taking a chance on Aaron Hernandez. He had controversy dating back to high school. Aaron Hernandez did. Still took a chance on him. Still drafted him. And, see what you can get with these players. Bill Belichick has done this time and time again. I think that's something that Joe Judge has learned from Bill Belichick, to try to see the best in these players and try to get out the best in these players. Really, if Joe Judge were to say right now, I'm cutting DeAndre Baker, I'm cutting Aldrick Rosas, the message that to me he would be sending is, I can't deal with this. I can't handle this. It's too much on my shoulders. I'm going to cut my losses, not stress myself out. But I'm honestly getting more and more respect for head coach Joe Judge, because he's taking on this challenge. And I never thought about this until today. That's why I'm making this video. I haven't really thought about that. He's taking on the challenge of getting DeAndre Baker back on track, dealing with Aldrick Rosas' situation and possibly having him compete, trying to get the best out of these players. Because at the end of the day, you're not only helping these boys, these men, develop as players, but you're trying to help them develop as people. And that's something that he reiterated time and time again. I can't give you an exact quote, but he did reiterate this time and time again in his press conferences. He wants to coach good people. He wants to make great leaders of men, not just on the field, but off the field. I feel that Joe Judge is taking this opportunity to turn boys into men, to send a message to the rest of the locker room that this is the way you should run a team. This is the way we're going to run this team. We're still no BS. We're still no nonsense. But if you do something wrong, we're going to try to get you back on track. He's taking on that challenge, and I appreciate that. We'll see what happens. Maybe DeAndre Baker and Aldrick Rosas are a lost cause. We have yet to find that out just yet. All the respect to Joe Judge. That is very Belichick-esque, and I'm extremely proud of this organization right now, because the whole OBJ situation, we couldn't handle it. We had to dump him. With everything considered, I think the Giants did try with OBJ, but they were unsuccessful. Maybe Joe Judge can get to DeAndre Baker and Aldrick Rosas. That's my opinion. Let me hear about yours. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Do you guys think it's worth keeping DeAndre Baker and Aldrick Rosas around just in case Joe Judge can take on that challenge and turn these boys into men? I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.